to the news at 6 on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM Abuja. I am Inyene Ibanga, and here are the headlines. Nigerians continue to react to President Buhari's Democracy Day speech. Senate summons Comptroller General of Prisons over alleged confinement of underage offenders. On the foreign scene, court sentences 3 militants to death over attacks. And in sports, President Buhari charges Super Eagles to make Nigeria proud in Russia. Stay tuned as we bring you details of this and more shortly. Nigerians are still reacting to President Muhammadu Buhari's declaration that his administration has put measures in place to create job opportunities for millions of unemployed Nigerians. The president made this known in his Democracy Day speech on Tuesday to mark the third-year anniversary of his administration. But Nigerians say the federal government will have to do more to ensure the right environment for job creation in the country.
When I was in school, I was told that engineering is a very good course because the environment is too bad, everything is expensive. You can't produce anything in Nigeria and say, okay, you are going to bring anything from outside and have the same cost. The only thing there is that the environment is not good for the youth. Where would they start from? Is it the financial aspect of it? Is it the infrastructure side of it? Even when they look at all this environment, they get discouraged. So you see them dropping out, even when they have all it takes to come up with the ideas. Nigeria have ideas, frankly speaking, but we don't have environment, we don't have a supporting system. Nothing at all is working. As a matter of fact, everybody is on his own.
When you are talking about creating job for yourself, there are some factors that you have to take into consideration. So most especially power is very important. You can't just be buying petrol, buying diesel, because what you are going to incur as your running cost will be much more higher. And unfortunately, it is the final consumer that suffer the whole thing. Make power available, so it will touch a lot of things like that. People that learn one trade or the other, people to partners on their own. It will go a long way to assist government to solve the unemployment issue.
Government in this country, they simply ignore things that are important that will enable the development of the youth. If there is any employment opportunity, they bring their children in there, and those who don't have fathers who are in authority hardly get to their positions. And the environment is not even enabling for one to even say, let me go and draw my business. You want to do farming now, this subsidy that was on fertilizer has already been removed. If they want the youth to get self-employed, they should create that enabling environment for the youth.
They should open up environment, even at local government level, communicate to the public in that local area and make sure you are ready to support them financially. Stop bringing collateral or I know somebody. If they can be able to be sincere, it will be okay.
The Nigerian economy slipped into recession in 2016 and threw many out of the job market. But the nation has since exited recession since the second quarter of 2017. The Senate has summoned the Comptroller General of Nigeria Prisons, Ja'faru Ahmed, over alleged confinement of underage offenders and infants in the same prisons with adult prisoners. The summons is sequel to a motion moved by Senator Victor Ume. Ume had expressed worries that juvenile offenders are not being treated in accordance with the provisions of the Prisons Regulations Act and the Child's Right Act. He stressed that the negative implication of keeping underage children in conventional prison is huge, as the adult inmates could influence them. The Senate, among other things, urged security agencies to ensure that when convicted, underage offenders are separated from the adult inmates. A high court of the Federal Capital Territory has sentenced former Taraba State Governor Jolly Nyame to 14 years in prison without an option of fine. Nyame was found guilty of 27 out of 41 counts of alleged diversion of public funds while he served as governor of Taraba State. He was charged by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission for allegedly diverting 1.64 billion naira while he served as governor between 1999 and 2007. The judge on Wednesday found Nyame guilty of receiving gratification, obtaining public funds without due consideration, criminal breach of trust, and gratification. The various sentences include a term of prison for 2, 5, 7, and 14 years respectively. The judge, Adebukola Banjoko, however, noted that the terms are expected to run concurrently, meaning he would serve 14 years in jail unless the conviction is upturned by a higher court. May 29, 2018 makes it the third year of President Muhammadu Buhari in office. Looking at the Buhari-led administration within the period, some people say serious work still needed to be done to deliver to Nigerians improved standard of living.
Security will have a lot of impact on the economy. If you look at what is going on in the north-central Nigeria, it's yet to be the food basket region, not just one of the states, but the entire region. The real solution to the ongoing crisis between the farmers and herdsmen is not to send military, because if you send military, perhaps you kill one or two or douse down the tension, it may still resurface. In the next 2 years, Nigeria is faced with looming food crisis because the farming population in the north-central Nigeria is filled with a lot of fear going to farm. We've been ravaged with war in the northeastern part of the country by Boko Haram and so many other factors that is playing out in those places. So to go to school becomes a challenge. IDPs is full now. People are talking about challenges even in the IDPs. So for me, security is key. We're going to look at all other sectors. But in the economy, with power supply, you can reduce unemployment significantly.
This government is fighting one of the greatest war in Nigeria, the war against corruption. This corruption war is as difficult as fighting against Boko Haram. The area we want it to improve more is this social intervention. Let this social intervention touch the life of the Nigerian people. The Nigerian people are very, very hungry. Too hungry. The security in this country is not encouraging at all. The security chiefs, they are not doing sufficiently. The policemen, government should try as much as possible to boost them. They are not well catered for. They are not well fed. How can a policeman not be paid his salary as well do? Let them improve in this area.
All the promises APC government made, they have not been able to actualize them. Like the unemployment, they said they were going to tackle. And the only way the youth can really help themselves is to go to the farm to earn their living. But the herdsmen and the farmers clash issue that the federal government refused to tackle, it's a serious problem. So the youth cannot even go to the farm now to work because they could be kidnapped, they could be killed. So hunger is at stake in this country. And if others are disarmed, I feel government should be able to disarm the herdsmen also and then see how to make peace to reign.
Minister of Mines and Steel Development Kayode Fayemi has resigned his appointment to contest the July 14 governorship election in Ekiti State. Fayemi tendered his resignation letter to President Muhammadu Buhari 3 weeks ago, but it officially takes effect from Wednesday today. Fayemi, who will be the All Progressives Congress APC flag bearer and the election once governed Ekiti State, but lost in an election that would have returned him to the government house to Governor Ayo Fayose. The outbreak of cholera in Adamawa State and other parts of the country has given rise to concerns as the condition is capable of spreading fast. Cholera, which is very common during the rainy season, can lead to fatalities. This is why the people are calling for adequate sensitization on how to prevent the health condition. Those who spoke with our correspondents advised the government to ensure that potable water is provided for the people all the time.
My appeal to the state government, particularly the State Ministry of Health, is to provide the needed social and medical interventions as needed by the people. The government should look into the possibility of providing portable drinking waters to the masses, at least to prevent the spread of the epidemic, especially during this season. And on the part of the ministry, prompt medical intervention is very much needed. And of course, they should also help to ensure that people live in a hygienic environment so as to help the spread of this epidemic.
Government should respond as quick as possible to save lives by making provision of drugs, working on the ID camps that are there to avoid more of this disease. I appeal to the government of this nation to take action as fast as possible to avoid lives that are being wasted through the disease.
Disposal of waste, I think that has been a very serious challenge in Nigeria, where you see refuse being dumped even on the streets and places where people are living together with refuse. I think the government should take the challenge of evacuating and disposing them properly.
There are just basic things to be done by the people and the government. Proper disposal of waste, and for the government to create avenues for waste disposition. We need to really imbibe the culture of how to put our waste into the proper places. Nigerians, we are not good at that. As the rain has started, all hands should be on deck, both by Nigerians and the government. And they said something is coming. You have to get set for that thing.
World Health Organization WHO specialists have been deployed to Adamawa State to help combat the cholera outbreak, which has killed up to 13 people and affected more than 430. Stay tuned with us as The news at 6 returns right after this break. You're listening to the news at 6 on Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM, Abuja. We now go to the foreign scene. Somali military court has sentenced 3 Al-Shabaab militants to death after they were found guilty of being behind the hotel bombing in October last year. Chairperson of the military court, Hassan Ali Noor, said the militant admitted to charges of carrying out the attack in which more than 30 people were killed and several others injured. Somali government's military court often gives death penalties against Al-Shabaab militants and some soldiers, but human rights groups including the UN and the EU have condemned these executions. The EU says it considers the death penalty to be a cruel and inhuman punishment which fails to provide deterrence to criminal behavior. It also said the punishment represents an unacceptable denial of human dignity and integrity. And on to sports, President Muhammad Buhari has tasked the Super Eagles to make the country proud at the forthcoming 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. Buhari gave the advice when the players and officials of the team paid him a courtesy visit in Abuja on Wednesday. The visit comes ahead of the Eagles' departure to the United Kingdom today, where they will face England on Saturday. He appealed to the team to be aware that they are carrying out the emotions of over 180 million Nigerians.
The friendly matches are necessary to be able to assess our Super Eagles to know whether they are really fit for the World Cup. So I'm excited about that. The one they played with Congo is equally interesting. So that will really keep our players fit in preparation for the World Cup.
The last match, it's not that bad, but we need more goals. And let us leave this issue of, I know this person knows me. Because even in the rural area, we have people who knows how to do these things. Let it not be like if, because you know this person, you put it in. This is standing for the whole nation, going to represent the whole nation. This is not an issue of family affair where you just go there and do what you need to do. So we are expecting more for them and we pray that we'll make it through.
Due to the young players we have now, I believe they will do well. They will perform excellently. Let me just say they will reach the quarterfinal in the World Cup. Even if they can't carry the World Cup, but they will go far. They will get to the stage of quarterfinal because we have a lot of youth there and they are determined. So without their determination, they can make Nigeria proud.
The Super Eagles of Nigeria will face Croatia, Iceland and Argentina in the group stages of the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. That's the news, but before we go, let's bring you a quick reminder of our top stories. Nigerians continue to react to President Buhari's Democracy Day speech. Senate summons Comptroller General of Prisons over alleged confinement of underage offenders. On the foreign scene, court sentences 3 militants to death over attacks. And in sports, President Buhari charges Super Eagles to make Nigeria proud in Russia. And that's the news at 6 on Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM, Abuja. I am Inyene Ibanga, thanking you for staying with us. Good evening.
This is